Teenage Marvel fan, back in another video, and a couple days ago, some new release dates were revealed for MCU movies. Now, as you can see on screen, these are some predictions of the release dates and what movies could be coming out when. Now, these are the predictions from beyond the trailer, and I'm really liking these predictions, and I think they're most likely going to happen this way. So the movie titles that you see in yellow are the ones that we already knew about, and then the ones in blue are the ones that are the predictions that were theorized. So, of course, we have February 2021, Shang-Chi, which, of course, we found out about that at Comic-Con. Also at Comic-Con, we found out about May 7th, 2021, Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness. Then what was recently announced from Sony, Spider-Man 3, July 16th, 2021. And then also revealed at Comic-Con was November 5th, 2021, Thor Love and Thunder. And then the only other movie that we found out about before was at Disney Plus, and that was Black Panther 2, releasing on May 6, 2022. So then these new release dates that Marvel Studios revealed were February 18th, 2022, July 29th, 2022, October 7th, 2022, February 17th, 2023, May 5th, 2023, July 28th, 2023, November 3rd, 2023. So starting off with the Ant-Man and the Wasp 3, this makes a lot of sense because the first two Ant-Man movies came out in July, but usually July or like any movies that come out in summertime are like supposed to be the bigger scaled up movies, and Ant-Man isn't quite on that scale. Like he's not that, these movies aren't that big, and they don't make as much money as other movies would. So that release date of July wasn't really working out for him. So then I think February would be a great time to release that movie, especially because Scott and Hope are in a relationship, and this movie would come out right after Valentine's Day, so you can play up that romantic relationship between them. Then next up we have July 29th, 2022, with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So, like I said, the bigger scale movies with like the more popular characters are good for summertime, so that's why Guardians of the Galaxy 3 would fit better in July than Ant-Man and the Wasp would, because Guardians of the Galaxy are more popular. Now, one of the craziest things about this is that you see Spider-Man 3 over here in July 2021, and then if you think about it, between Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, we will have gotten a whole Spider-Man trilogy. That's insane. But we are still getting it, though, so we will get the conclusion to the story of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and that will be great to see. And then next up we have October 2022 for Blade, and this makes a lot of sense because, like, if you look at the past few years, we had Joker come out in October, we had Venom come out in October, and then Blade is another movie that would be similar to those, because those movies are superhero movies, but they're a lot darker and fit the Halloween theme. So then you have Blade, which definitely fits the Halloween theme with the vampire hunting and, you know, Blade being a vampire and all that stuff. So I think that definitely fits in there. Plus, Mahershala Ali has already been cast as Blade, and, like, we know it's in production, so that's probably coming out sooner than later, so that's why it would fit in there. Then for February 17th, 2023, would either be a Black Widow sequel or an A-Force movie. So A-Force has been teased quite a bit lately in both Infinity War and Endgame, with those small moments during the big battles with all the females teaming up. And So then it would be cool to see them get their own movie together, and it would basically be an Avengers movie, but without all the guys. And I don't know who they would fight or anything like that, but a lot of people want to see an A-Force movie, including myself. But then there's also the possibility that it would be a Black Widow sequel. I'm not too sure about this. This is like the only prediction on here that I don't really know about. Because like Black Widow, that would be 3 years after the first Black Widow movie would come out. So yeah, that would be enough time in between movies. But does Black Widow really need a trilogy? I mean, she is dead, and making all these prequel movies that don't really matter at this point, because it doesn't progress this overall story of the MCU. Like, I don't really want to see that kind of movie. Now, there is also the possibility, since we know that Florence Pugh is going to be playing Yelena Belova in this first Black Widow movie, and that it might be a passing of the torch type thing. So maybe this second Black Widow movie wouldn't necessarily be a Natasha Romanoff, Scarlett Johansson Black Widow movie. It would be a Florence Pugh, Yelena Belova Black Widow movie, which would be cool to see. So I don't know about that, but what do you guys think about it? Let me know down in the comments below. Then May 5th, 2023 would be Captain Marvel 2, which could possibly be The Secret Invasion. So it's been long rumored that the Captain Marvel sequel would be The Secret Invasion, and Kevin Feige confirmed that we were getting a Captain Marvel 2 back at Comic-Con at some point. And I really want to see The Secret Invasion, and it would make sense for it to be Captain Marvel 2 because the Skrulls made their debut in the MCU in the first Captain Marvel movie, and seeing them in the post-credit scene for Far From Home, you know that they're going to use the Skrulls a lot in the future of the MCU. The only thing I don't like about this idea is that I would prefer The Secret Invasion to be an Avengers movie, because I feel like it really needs to be on a scale that's bigger than just a Captain Marvel movie. Like, they could do so much more with it, except there is also the possibility that this Captain Marvel movie, Secret Invasion, like if Secret Invasion isn't an Avengers movie and it's Captain Marvel 2, then they could do something similar to what they did with Captain America Civil War, and what many people think they will be doing with Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness, where it's basically an Avengers movie, it's just not called an Avengers movie. Like Captain America Civil War, the movie was all about the Avengers, and the whole team of the Avengers were in it. It just wasn't called Avengers, it was called Captain America Civil War. And then with Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness, with Doctor Strange traveling through all the multiverses with Wanda and possibly Loki being in the movie, we know we're going to get some cameos from other Avengers, and it's going to be that big crossover movie, because we're not getting a new Avengers movie anytime soon. So this is how they kind of tie over our anticipation until we get to the really big crossover team up with the Avengers movie. And it's kind of like a mini Avengers movie, or at least something similar to that. So that may be what the Secret Invasion Captain Marvel movie would be like, where all the Avengers are in it. It's just more of a Captain Marvel movie than an Avengers movie. Then we have July 28th, 2023 for Fantastic Four. Now this one I think is definitely happening. So July, once again, good time for the bigger movies to come out. Fantastic Four is Marvel's first family, and some of the greatest Marvel characters ever, except most people don't know that yet, because every Fantastic Four movie we've gotten so far really sucks. Like, I mean, some of them are okay, but most of them, eh. So Marvel Studios really needs to rebuild this brand and rebuild the name of the Fantastic Four. And what better way to do that than to release it during the summer when it can make a whole bunch of money and it will be a fantastic movie. So I think that's definitely happening, and I think that's far away, like far enough away, and Kevin Feige has said that they want to do the Fantastic Four as soon as possible, which makes sense because, like, they would definitely want to do the Fantastic Four before the X-Men from the characters that they have from Fox, because X-Men Dark Phoenix literally just came out a couple months ago. So that whole franchise of X-Men movies is still fresh in people's minds, whereas the Fantastic Four movies, there hasn't been one in a while, so it's been longer. And like I said, they're Marvel's first family. They're very important characters, so we need them in the MCU as soon as possible. So I think 2023 is a good time for that to release. Then finally, we have November 3rd, 2023. Now, nobody really has any clue as to what this would be. November, I don't really know. I'm guessing this will probably be a sequel movie because all of the other MCU movies that we've had release in November is usually either a sequel movie or like some kind of solo movie. So some character's solo movie or like a sequel to a solo movie. So maybe this will be the start of a new franchise, a completely new character. I don't know, there's been rumors of a Silver Surfer movie, so that's always possible. It could be an Eternals sequel because the first Eternals movie comes out next November, so it would make sense to have the sequel come out in November as well. But I mean, that whole franchise is kind of risky. I would wait until the first one comes out and see how that does until you figure out whether you're doing a sequel. But I just hope it's something good, maybe even Nova or something like that. I really don't know, but what do you think that final release date of the movie would be? Like I said, I don't know, but hopefully you guys do know. So post your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video, so I can bestow all my Marvel knowledge upon you.